There's a lot of mystery behind this.
How dare you? I, to be honest, am shocked that they could still look like this. What's up, Tangerines? I'm Maddie.
And I'm Jordan, and we are Tangerine Travels.
In front of our Tangerine Travel-mobile, Lizzie, today, because we are going on a day trip.
We are going to see some alien-like structures.
You can't even say that without laughing. The only circular alien structures in the whole world, right outside of Guadalajara.
What are you talking about? All alien structures circular? Crop circles, like, come on, haven't you been watching your YouTube videos on crop circles?
Yeah, extensively.
What the hell? It's recording, but okay. I don't know what that was about.
No, that was weird. Alien activity. Alright, this is about an hour away from Guadalajara, so we are hitting the road.
Hey guys, so we just made it to Guachimontones. That's where we are.
Alien-like structures here in Mexico.
Not just alien-like, they were built by aliens.
Okay, built by aliens. Maybe. Or an ancient civilization. We just pulled into the parking lot, and usually there looks like there is a 30 peso fee for each person to get in. But today he said we were cool and we don't have to pay anything, or maybe never cost anything. We're not really sure, but we're gonna roll with it.
So these are going to be the world's only circular pyramids. So
built by aliens. Okay, we'll drop it.
we're pretty excited to see them. We hear they're like pretty big steps up from each one. So do you think we'll be able to do some climbing?
Maybe in these jeans. Stretch it out. Usually if I'm wearing shorts, I'd have all the movement I ever need. Also, I've never seen pyramids before, ever. In person, only in person. I've seen them. I've seen them on TV or in like documentaries. And before coming to Mexico, I thought the only pyramids that really existed were in Egypt. How embarrassing.
So right now we're going to this little store that's by the parking lot. After we grab some water here, I think there's a bit of a hike up to the pyramids.
I know.
So I had the idea that we were going to drive up here and then the pyramids would be right here. But that's not the case. Now we're walking up this steep hill.
Backwards for some reason. I had that exact idea too, like you would just drive up and see them, they'd be right there.
And I'm regretting this wearing pants decision.
Me too. Somebody have scissors?
It was actually kind of cold back in Guadalajara.
Yeah, this morning we went to breakfast and promptly went right back home to get jackets.
Are you expecting rain?
I'm expecting to get sunburned like yesterday.
So here we are, guys. Guachimontones. Let me try to see if I can get up these steps. I'm at the top.
I think he thinks he's funny. We should just go along with it.
So this little part here, it was built 500 BC. It's hard to believe that this is pretty old. Would you have guessed? I would have guessed this was like 100 years old or something.
Yeah, to be honest, I was thinking they built this like so before you would get to the actual pyramids, this would just be something where you would stop and rest or something. And this area was actually designed for playing soccer games, so it's a little bit built into the ground, I guess maybe so the ball doesn't go anywhere, and they sort of have this mound on one side, so not exactly sure what type of soccer game they were playing, but
it's
maybe
at least similar to soccer. It's like not technically soccer, but it's like some prehistoric ball game.
Technical term. Alright, so we just walked all the way up here, and as far as the walk goes, it's really not that bad, or like walk hike. It's completely paved the whole way, so I'm wearing, of course, my boots with a little bit of heel on them.
Why do you always
like
wear those
normal.
heel hiking?
I didn't know it was going to be a hike, but
Hiking
it really...
the Mazatlan Lighthouse.
Anyway, bad life decisions. But yeah, that wasn't bad. We're up here now in front of all of these pyramids. If I'm being completely honest, I was sort of imagining them being a lot bigger than they are, but they're still super, super cool and well maintained. I'm surprised.
And I was picturing them a little bit bigger too. And I was just picturing a couple pyramids, but there's all these other little structures around too. So we'll have to read some of the signs and see what that's all about.
As far as the information we know so far, we know that it's imagined that they built them, or it's proposed that they built them for the god of wind, and that atop each of these pyramids they would have pole for the volador ceremonies, which if you've been in Mexico you may have seen these before. They happen in just about every city, where the guys climb up to the top of the pole and then they're swinging around it. it. So apparently that is what would happen at the top of each of these pyramids.
So this is a protected site here, and actually the whole region is. This is the tequila region where tequila is made. Apparently they've had problems with looting here. What do you think they steal? Like rocks or seriously?
Yeah, no, serious question though, because like with the pyramids of Egypt, those were plated in gold, right, or marble? Some valuable material, but I'm not sure if these were plated in something, if they buried something here that was valuable treasure or something. And then behind us here is this spectacular view. You can see the town down there, the lake over here. It's absolutely gorgeous. If we had known about it or thought about it a little bit more, this would be the perfect place to bring like a nice picnic blanket and some snacks and sandwiches, maybe some wine, tequila, something like that.
Yeah, really, this is the perfect place to lay out a blanket and have a little something to eat. And there's a nice breeze up here, gorgeous view.
It gets a little bit cooler.
So there's a couple structures up here that have ropes around them, and you're not supposed to go up on those. There's the big one over here, and then there's a smaller circular pyramid over here surrounded by ropes, and then there's probably a dozen other different ones around here.
Surrounding it, yeah, as if this was a little city or something, all centered around this giant pyramid.
So surrounding this biggest circular pyramid in the middle, there's all these platforms that are rectangular in shape. And then as we're walking away from the circular pyramid, there's a bunch of other smaller structures surrounded by a lot of trees and such. So they have some signs around telling you what some of the stuff is, but it's mostly unknown. They don't know who named it, they're unsure who built it. There's a lot of mystery behind this. As I'm walking around here, I'm just picturing like what this small city may have looked like. And it's pretty amazing that this was built so long ago and it remains in such great shape. To the best of my knowledge, these haven't been restored and they look like they're hardly falling apart at all, which is shocking.
And we're learning that there's actually multiple other pyramids that just haven't been uncovered yet, which seems to be the case in other parts of Mexico as well, where there's just not the funding to dig them up because it's too expensive and such a time-consuming, tedious process like this one that's behind me right now. And if you listen carefully, you can hear alien sounds up there. They could also be cicadas. So we are up at the top of what we think is an unexcavated, undiscovered pyramid, and which gives you a really cool view of the largest one over there, and you can see pretty much an even greater view of the lake and the town down there. So most of them, like Jordan said earlier, are roped off, but this one you can climb up and sort of look out to everything.
Okay.
How to get the best photo.
Okay, got it.
Oh my god.
So you can't balance there, so I had to hold myself up.
Crazy. We had to get this on film in case they ate shit on the way down.
Which was a strong possibility.
Considering the shoes.
Considering the human.
How dare you?
So we've been here for a little while now, walked around. I was going to call it the property, the area. And it's a lot more expansive than I was expecting. What do you think?
Yeah, so they definitely weren't as big. These pyramids are, this one is the biggest. It's not as big as I was thinking, but as far as the whole, where all of these structures are, yeah, it's way bigger. The whole area is bigger than I thought, and it goes farther beyond what they've obviously uncovered. So it really does make you wonder, what did this city used to look like, or how is it set up? What do they do here?
Does this make you want to be an archaeologist?
No.
I think that'd be pretty cool, actually, studying old civilizations.
Well, that's if you find them. Or if you find what you're looking for. There's archaeological sites where they're digging and digging and digging for years and they find nothing, maybe like a small artifact. I also must say that I love all the lizards around here. They're like big, striped, super fast. You will never be able to catch them. I've tried. But they're everywhere, and also watch out for all the red fire ants. They're also everywhere, huge and scary.
So here we have this smaller circular pyramid surrounded by these platforms that have been uncovered. And then over here We have...
While Jordan is getting attacked by ants and I have to finish up here, but we're looking at this smaller but also large circular pyramid, and then surrounding it there's all these platforms, but there's a few mounds in around the circle as well, but they're just unexcavated. Excavated? Excavated. Escalated. Just gonna make up words here. But it's pretty interesting to look at these. I, to be honest, am shocked that they could still look like this when the ones behind me are just mounds of dirt. So it does make me wonder if they were restored in some way or if they really have stood the test of time.
So now that we've gone on this adventure, here's the things we think you should know.
1, shoes are important. Wear good shoes that you can walk around in because the grounds are pretty big, and then there is kind of a little bit of a hike to get up there.
Don't wear heels like Maddie.
Yeah, don't do that. Also, we would recommend wearing sunscreen and bringing an umbrella or both because it is pretty sunny and there's not a whole lot of shade. Also, you'll probably want to have some type of cash with you in case they are charging the 30-ish pesos that it looks like they normally do.
You can buy some water on site. It's 15 pesos for a liter, and there aren't a whole lot of places you can buy snacks around. So be sure to pick up any snacks or any food you want before you come, and do consider bringing a blanket and having a picnic up there. Right? We think that would be a really fun thing.
Seriously, that's something I would definitely go back and do again because it's just so nice and peaceful up there, and you get to look down at the town. It's just beautiful. Do you think you would recommend this to someone?
Yeah, I'd recommend it. Just be careful and don't get abducted from miniature aliens.
Miniature aliens. They're miniature now. Alaska says hello. What's that? Sorry, what? Alaska, tell the people, would you recommend it? Mom, I didn't even go. You're being weird. Thanks for watching this video. If you like it and you want to see more, please give it a...
Pause up.
Pause up. And... gong that bell so you get notified the next time we put out a new video about these adventures and shenanigans and aliens in Mexico!
See you next time.